Okay. Yeah. Hello. I'm actually a non-Muslim. I'm just still considering and looking into Islam. I wanted to ask question that I see a lot of people doing a lot of good in this world who are non-Muslims. What would be their reward? Like if they are not gonna get into Jannah, then why should they do all this? If that's the thing.
Good question. The question is first is where do they get the concept of good and bad from?
Okay.
That's my question to you. So when you're saying they're doing good, how
Mm.
are they determining what is good and bad?
In general, like helping people out,
So is
staying away from, yeah.
hmm. It's their subjective desires then. It's not what
Mm.
God, they're not doing it for this. Let me ask you this question. I want you to think about it. If I'm not doing something for God,
Mhm.
then why am I expecting God to reward me for it? This is what I would simply say to anyone who would claim that people are doing good and they're expecting God to reward them when they're not doing it for God.
Mhm.
If I'm doing a good action for whatever reason, for me to feel good about myself, because we're human beings, God has given us this innate disposition that we would feel good when we do good. It's an innate thing.
Mhm.
So sometimes people do good to feel good. Sometimes they do good for other people to praise them. He's a very
Mhm.
generous person. He's given $1 million to dog charity and all of the stuff that we hear, right? So
Mhm.
they do it so people can praise them. People can
Mhm.
think they're good. Their intention is not for God, therefore the deed is not rewarded. In Islam, the Prophet ﷺ told us, "Innama al-a'malu binniyat." Verily, the deeds are with intentions. If I do something for God, then I should expect God to reward me. If I
Mhm.
don't do it for the sake of God, then I have no right to ask God to give me a reward for something I didn't do for His sake.
Mhm.
So, and also they would choose what is good and bad based on their own desires. And they're doing a lot of bad. They're doing a lot of evil because they're not obeying the teachings of God. And the first thing is they're denying God's existence. They're doing the biggest sin out there because God, who created me and them and everyone in existence, they're even denying He exists. Imagine I'm not even not listening to you. I'm acting as if you don't exist as a human being.
Mhm.
So what a bigger transgression a person can do towards God. But even so, because Allah Azza wa Jalla is a merciful God, He still rewards them in this life. So Allah rewards them in this life, not in the afterlife. So meaning if they give charity, Allah increases their money. He might give them good children. He might give them a good wife. So Allah can reward them in this life for the good that they do, even though they're not doing it for His sake. But in the afterlife, they didn't do anything for the afterlife, so they get nothing in the afterlife.
Okay, the next question that I have is another follow-up question. So again, the reward is subjective and it's according to what we think is the reward. But if God actually wants someone to be on the right path and want to reward them, why not guide them to Islam or with the right path is? Wouldn't that be the greatest reward?
What do you mean by guiding them? Do you mean force them to accept it?
Not
Like
force,
robots?
but at least. Oh, no, 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 no. At least maybe giving them opportunities to understand this.
So Allah Azza wa
Because,
Jal, if
yeah.
this is what you mean, the answer is Allah Azza wa Jal does that with everyone. Allah
Mm.
says in the Quran that سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ. We will show them our signs within the horizon and within themselves until it's clear to them that this is the truth.
Mm.
So everyone will have an opportunity. If they didn't get the
Mm.
message delivered, then they have a different test on the day of judgment. They don't go to hellfire because they didn't get the message. But the people who will get the message, Allah says He will make the signs clear for them
Mm.
until they will know in their heart, they will recognize that this is the haqq, this is the truth.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
So it all depends on that. Whether the person is sincere to accept after God shows him the truth, because he will have a chance where the truth is shown to him. He will have a chance where things are clarified. He will come across the situations where his questions is answered, where people are offering him to invite him to Islam or to give him a Quran or to speak to him about God or to answer his questions. And I'm sure you know about this, but Muslims are very welcoming when it comes to talking about Islam. They're very welcoming to answer people's questions, right?
Yeah.
So Muslims have various channels on YouTube. They're answering people's questions, engaging with non-Muslims on a daily basis, right? So we are out there. We're trying to say the truth to everyone. So the truth is there. Everyone has a chance to hear the truth and listen to the truth. Question is if they accept it or not. It's their choice.